Now that we've checked out everybody in the emergency shelter and seen its supplies, I wanted to get to know a little bit more of the people that are above ground here at Lookout Landing. It looks like we have Karson, who should remember us from Breath of the Wild, so let's start with him. Sorry, I'm a bit busy with work right now. Late! Wow, what a relief. I was seriously worried about you. Where have you been anyway? Sorry for the excitement. I'm just happy you're back. So Karson does remember us. I've been sorting out whether or not I can build a mini stable in Lookout Landing. Lester has come here to care for the horses, so it'd help him out if he had a proper stable. So Lester's the older gentleman in front of the horses. The project would likely take me a while to complete. But once it's done, you'll be able to take full advantage, Link. That's fantastic. So a mini stable. And Lester. I think you've caused quite a stir since your arrival here. Ha, people do fuss, don't they? If this is your first visit, talk to that soldier in the center of our little fort. Or were you hoping to register a horse? We're still getting things together on that front, so I'm afraid you'll have to hold your horses a while longer. So who are you, Lester? Since you're not from here, and he doesn't know about my involvement and all the people and, since he's a newer face as well. I used to work at Rito's stable in Hebra. Had a good job taking care of horses. But the cold there kept getting colder and business got slower. In time, we had to close. Last I heard, the place had been bought out by the Lucky Clover Gazette. Just when I was feeling adrift, Purah reached out to me about managing the horses here at Lookout Landing. And before I knew it, here I was. Cool. So, we did meet him. I want to say he may have been the old man who told us about experiences he had in childhood that led to our discovery of the Lost Temple for Breath of the Wild. Don't think he knew about the temple, but I think he pointed us in the right direction for that quest. Be sure to bundle up if you're going to Hebra. The cold over there is intense. Okay. Karson, please get that stable ready for me. So over here we got another surveyor team, Zonai surveyor team guy. We already talked to this nice lady, Mubs, who I think is maybe Garini's wife, and to Jambo, who was interested in the clothing. It looks like she's restocked the clothing. We haven't talked to the gatekeeper here. Good work, me. What do you mean, good work, me? I don't believe it. The legendary Mr. Link is talking to me? You wanted a closer look at this weapon, I take it. Look at this. I made it for fighting off monsters. Pretty nifty, huh? Our iron weapons decayed, and there's a lack of equipment around here. So I stuck a rock to the end of a long stick. Looks odd, but it'll work. Mondi. Go, Mondi. I'm glad you're proud of your weapon. Keep it up. Anybody else? As far as the eye can see, nope. In town, we do have a watchtower up there. On the other side. This place is a good fortification. They had nothing like this in Breath of the Wild. Over here, do we have just materials? Maybe this is Carson's working area. Okay, we got a well. We should check it out. Lookout Landing's well. Oh, and it's wet because it's a well. Okay. Over here, more material. That little patch on the wall almost looks like it's something, but nope. Most things that are collectible glow and twinkle. Okay, so they want us to smash rocks. Thankfully, I got the stone talus hammer still from defeating the battle talus. Got crouch. And more materials and a treasure chest. The Royal Claymore, a large sword now decayed, issued to the royal family's guard. It's tuned for skilled users and wields a powerful flurry rush during a perfect dodge. So I find the description interesting because it suggests that the royal guards could also have created a flurry rush and perfect dodges had they just been skilled in the use of the Royal Claymore. And I figured that was an ability of Link's that was unique to him, but apparently a skilled man in combat could have done it. It's not unique to Link. I don't want to get it just now. I really like the set of weapons that I have. We'll come back for it if we're interested in another time. I did learn from my first playthrough and seeing what others had to say about the game online that dealing with decayed weapons and maybe shields, at least is true for the weapons, but everything is decayed at the beginning of the game. There are opportunities to get pristine weapons down in the underground in the depths, but if you want them, you first have to have had the same weapon and used it in its decayed form and had it break on you. Then when you're in the depths, you're able to find that weapon and you're able to get it in its pristine condition. So let's see what this whole air balloon thing is about. Anson. So those balloon things that fell from the sky are called Zonai devices. There's still so much we don't know about them. But trust my boss, Purah, to take a thing we know so little about and turn it into something useful. She's the sharpest person in Hyrule, a creative genius. Okay, so I wonder if Anson has a little bit of a crush on Purah. I don't know. Robbie, what's up?
Ah, what a pleasant feeling. Hey you, do you have any idea how worried we've been? So that's the arm, huh? I overheard Purah talking about it. I see. Yeah, it's pretty weird, all right. Nope, now's not the time for distractions. That's got to wait until later. Anyway, I hear you've got yourself a Purah Pad now. You know that Purah Pad of yours can get a lot more powerful. I know its real potential. I've got big plans for that device. But first, I need to help Joshua with her investigations into the depths. But then, oh yes, then! I will head back to the lab in Hateno Village to resume my research. So once I'm able to finish up here, you should join me there.
Okay. And then he'll be able to upgrade the Purah Pad. Very clever. This must be where Joshua works. And the Purah Pad schematic on the poster? Very neat. Can I examine? Oh, this is a book on the table. Purah Pad manual. I already know how to use it, though. Then when we get here, it looks like a clump of dirt, but with a face on it. Pray? Posed. Okay. Just the word pose. Pose. People who are familiar with older Zelda games will know what that means. It was new to me when I started this game. So Joshua's got some Zonite and arrows and light blooms. I'm supposing that I'm not supposed to touch those. This is a door. Oh, facing the castle town. So this would be a gate if it wasn't for this space where Joshua and Robbie work. What is this? Can't look at it, can't examine it. We will move on. All right, we're ready to check out the tower. Lookout Landing, Skyview Tower, and Hyrule Field. Purah did say to meet her here, I think. If I put this here, then that goes there. No, that's not quite it. That should do it. Hey, Link, you all set? I just wrapped it here myself. The travel point is working fine now, or it will be once you do your part. Your part? What is your part? We're ready, Joshua. Pull the switch.
Hey!
So she's up at Purah's own research lab, where this thing is a power source. Like the lights. Nice. So they are linked together. They can see each other. And they are activating because the one at Lookout Landing triggered the other's power sources. That's a nice touch. All of the Skyview Towers have now been activated. Okay, Link, your turn. go hold the Purah Pad over that terminal. Okay. Let's switch to a weapon on our back that's a little bit more reasonable. I don't want a big clunky weapon on the back for this first Skyview Tower cutscene. Got a travel gate. And it glows like the ancient towers did. Looks like we're going to pop out of the top of a kettle. All right, the Skyview Tower is now active on your map. That means you can now use this travel point to get here at any time, instantly. The same is true for every Skyview Tower you add to your Purah Pad. Impressive, right? But Skyview Towers are about more than just traveling quickly. Their primary function is to survey the area, or more simply put, to make a map. The Purah Pad works with the Skyview Towers and scans the topography directly onto the map. Pretty great, Only thing is, you need a paraglider when you're scanning. It takes a lot of skill, and nobody here had what it takes. To be honest, that's why we haven't tested this out yet. We needed you. Which brings us to this. The paraglider, this item given to you by Purah, lets you ride the wind and glide through the sky. Press X in midair to activate it. Right, it's showtime. Let's start with a test scan. Now, it's time for our very first test launch. I mean, our first test. Just step over there, into the circle, and find me afterward, all right? I'll be observing from the research lab. When the test scan is over, we'll have a final briefing on the search for Princess Zelda. And I'll also need to update your map with the places where the upheaval has wreaked the most havoc. Best of luck. Cool. All right, the moment of truth. Does the Skyview Tower work? Stand back, Purah. Love his reaction. It's so wild. And we are literally shot above the clouds, high above the top of Hyrule Castle. That is one long cable. And the Purah Pad does the scan, gets its updated map, saves the data to the tower. Now there's the information from the tower and the pad. Now Purah, the tower, have the same information that we have on the Purah Pad. And the surface map updated, which also gave us information about what's available in the sky in the region. And it appears there's really next to no sky islands here. I just see 3 dots. But those are really small compared to the scale of, well, the Great Sky Island behind us to the south. And we're in a free fall. So from here, we go back down, but we have the paraglider this time. We can get all kinds of crazy views. And we can go to the castle from here if we wanted. And there's Castletown. Ponds. Oh, another shrine over there. We could land right back on top of the tower if we wanted. And then press X right now. And drift gently down. That is one of the coolest features in the game. Love these towers. They're a lot more fun than the ancient Sheikah towers were in Breath of the Wild. So let's hop over here to the telescope. So how she can use the telescope where it's like, oh, okay, so she doesn't have to be out there to look through the lens. She can be right here. And we can look through. And yeah, see parts of the castle. Very nice, very nice. All right, ladies. Good job. Welcome back. That was some good gliding up there, Link. I expected nothing less. So, how did it go? Did you get a proper map scan? Good. That map is crucial to our search. There are Skyview Towers in every region in the world. You'll want to make a point of visiting them all. Right. Let's talk about the upheaval. It's affected more than just the castle. Reports of other strange phenomena have been coming in from all over Hyrule. Let's take a look at your map. Or the lack thereof. Yeah, because many of the phenomena, if not all of them, are coming from outside of the area that we have scanned. The first report comes from Hyrule to the northwest. Next up is Eldin to the northeast. The Gerudo are reporting trouble in the southwest. And finally, there's Lanayru to the east. The strange phenomena are concentrated in these 4 regions. I can't say for certain, but I've got the nagging suspicion that we might find out more about Princess Zelda by looking into these phenomena. Hey Doc, I don't know if this is helpful, but I heard something weird the other day. It was about someone who might have seen Princess Zelda at Rito Village over in the Hyrule recently. That is pretty weird, yeah. Generally speaking, I don't put much stock in hearsay, but this does sound like it's worth looking into. Oh, and before I forget, Link, we've asked the Lucky Clover Gazette to help us in the search for Princess Zelda. There's nobody who knows more about the goings-on in Hyrule than them. You can find them near the entrance to Rito Village. If you do go there, you should speak with the editor. I'm sure she could help out in some way too. I'll be here, directing a variety of investigations into the upheaval's many chasms and new ruins. I'll also be looking into the different villages. Someone, somewhere, might know what's happened to the princess. I'm counting on you to check out the major phenomena that are troubling regions around Hyrule, Link. We'll find Princess Zelda one way or another. I gotta find goggles. Regional phenomena. Crisis at Hyrule Castle. That's where we're going to stop for this episode, since it is raining. I hope you've enjoyed this part of getting to know more people at Lookout Landing and get the updates, get the tower. Join us next time when we finally get to our bigger mission of heading to the Hyrule. God bless you all. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.